crypto pirates. Welcome to your Discourse Syndicates FN Hangout. I am the captain. Your captain. I fixed my couch. Your Captain RG3. Bringing it to you one more Friday from Europa, baby. Yes, no guns allowed in Europe, just pew-pew fingers. So welcome, everybody. Good to be here. What a week. Oh, the cope. Oh, the hope. Oh, the pumpage. The green candles, the red candles. We had a little bit of it all, didn't we? Oh, my goodness. Well, let's say hello to the chat room. But first, let me tell you what this is. This is, if you're not familiar with Discourse Syndicates, FN Hangout. And what I do here is I push the button, I open up the stream, and you guys come in and have a chat with me, chat with each other, chat with the chat room, whatever. We have discourse here. We've always tried to keep it civil. It's been heated. It's been, one-sided, flop-sided, flat earth, titanium moon, you name it, naked people. We've had everything on this show over the last, going on close to 5 years now. My goodness. Right? Yeah, we're going on 4 or 5 years of doing this thing. And how long has it been? I'm going to have to figure that all out. But anyway, this is your show, not mine. You guys have made it what it is. You guys come in and chat with me and have discourse about anything that's going on in the Hex ecosystem, crypto, PulseChain, you name it. I don't bar anybody from coming in here, whether they're making crappy projects, meme coins, NFTs, good projects, bad projects, rug pulls. We never know what any of it's going to be, right? So we give everybody a chance to come in here. We give them the rope. We let them do what they want to do with it. And, we either like it, we don't like it. Some things have liked that have not panned out. Some things I don't like that have panned out. And so it's up to you what you do with it. It's discourse. That's what we do here. We talk about it. So this is your stream. So what I'm going to do is, all the way out in where are you? The Netherlands or something? I don't know. Anyway, I don't want to dox where she may or may not be. But anyway, our producer has put the StreamYard link in there for everybody to join if you would like to come. This is your show. I really don't have a whole bunch other than, we're just sitting back waiting. And there's been a lot of good healthy pills, injections, diet that we've all been put on here recently by the ecosystem itself. A lot of people like to think that it's RH. Some people call it the OA. Some people just call it the system doing what it's supposed to be doing. And it's making itself a better place and making crypto and DeFi a better place. There has been something that has happened recently on my mind that I've been concerned about, and it's Charles Hoskinson's attitude about what's going on here. I'm really surprised. I didn't take him for being an irrational type of person, and he seems to be a very irrational person these days. But before I get into that, let me say hello to the chat room. OBX. Oh, welcome. You're the first here. Alan, what's up, bro? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. And Fast Abdul, welcome. Good seeing you in out there in Panama, man. Good to see you. It was nice finally getting to shake your hand, say hello, and realize that you're just as fast and Abdul as you are on stream in person. So nice meeting you. Scott Cutting. Thanks for the best intro in crypto, man. I appreciate that. I've always liked it. I made the first part of the intro, the timer. That was by accident. Like, it was beginner's luck. The timing was right for the music that was, the One Nils. He's the guy who did that music. He does like remakes of video game music and stuff and puts it out there as free content. So I picked it up. It's a badass tune. It was called Pirates. I can't remember, Fortress, Pirates Fortress. And it just kind of went with everything, the theme, I did the whole little thing with the ships. That was the ships there are actually from a video game that never made it. So like one of these games, it's a pirate video game because video game content for some reason is like free use. It's weird, but that it was a game that never came to fruition. It was really some cool, the ships coming out of the other ships all burned up and wrecked. And then I just added some lightning and stuff. And I really have never done any editing since then. I did that. It took me like a freaking week and knocked it out. And then I don't know if he wants me to say who it is, but then somebody built that other intro with the ship and everything for me. It's just beautiful. And I love that. So yeah, that's where that comes from. All those years ago when we first started Discourse Syndicate and started building the Hex streaming community from here, right from this channel, the longest running Hexican stream to date. And I'm proud of that. That's like the one feather I get to put in my cap is Discourse Syndicate. Everything else has been a miserable failure. And I'm telling you, I've been in a lot of things. Some of the things I've been in, you guys don't even know about that, just people just ripped me off, just wanted me to do this and they never did it, or they took my money, or they ran off with the whole thing and never did anything with it. It's trying to be an entrepreneur in crypto is extremely hard. Lack of leadership, lack of business acumen, lack of integrity. I can go on down the list. It's just very, very difficult to do business in crypto. So beware, guys. If you are doing business in crypto, here's my advice for you. Keep your business structure small, so small that it's just you. If you can do that, keep it to just you. I've noticed that the people who are successful are the people that have done things on their own or have extremely trusted confidants and people that build things and help build things for them and help them build others. Keep it small. So Brett, thanks, man, for the shout out. Crypto Compassion. Hey, what's up, my brother? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Agenda 69. Yes, look at those. Look at those ticker symbols. Look at the symbols. Volatile. Yes, new all-time high is incoming. I'd like to hope so. Who else is in here? Let's see. Brett says, RG3, what's your top prediction for Hex this top of cycle? Oh, so I get to do a little moon math with you here. Look, when I predicted that we might hit a penny, it blew my expectations to 56 cents. I was very conservative. I've always been very conservative with saying anything like that. What do I think this time with everything, the stars and the planets lining up like they are? What do I think? I think this cycle, provided a few other things fall into place, i.e. the legal issues, i.e. what Richard Hart, how Richard Hart is perceived from the rest, how he is perceived by the rest of the world, how we as a community are perceived by the rest of the world. I think that with all the stars aligning and all those things falling into place, that we can see well over, $1, $2.50. I don't know. That's my conservative guess is all-time highs, of course, running into the dollar range. And anything after that to me is a surprise. Like 56 cents was a surprise. I thought a penny was where we were going. Maybe 3 cents was moon math, 3.5 cents was moon math. So now I'm thinking 250 is moon math. So I don't know, man. That's just asking somebody to stick their, stuff on the chopping block and say, hey, chop it off. But anyway, that's for fun. I'll give you that. I'll give you that for fun. Duke of Booze. I hope you're having a good time tonight. Duke of Booze in it. Thanks, SJ. She appeared, everybody. SJ is in the chat room. If you need anything, she will be there for you. Red Squirrel. man, you are something else, dude. You are something else. Good job on your successes, my man. Who else? Crypto Compassion. We said hello. Crypto Gains Club. What's happening? And DJ Cryptomatic. Everybody, if you don't know who DJ Cryptomatic is, he is the morning show. He did the Wake Up Hex here on Discourse Syndicate for so long. They did that, and I appreciate those guys so much for doing it with him and Papa B and everybody. You guys just did a bang up job, and I miss you. And you guys are the best. And DJ Cryptomatic has his Twitch and live streams music and stuff. I don't know if he's still doing it. I don't have time for anything anymore, but he's one of our best. That's for sure. The captain is in a European time now. Yes, I am temporarily on European time. I'm out here visiting the beautiful land of Portugal. Man, what a freaking amazing place this is. Like, you know. Gosh, and I hate being an ignorant American. I really, really do. I've always tried to open my worldview and not be that closed off, person. Because I mean, let's face it, we're very separated from Europe and its dealings, because you guys deal with each other every day, and all of your land masses are connected to each other. Like I am touching. Russia and China and India. I'm touching all of those things from here, and in America, we don't touch those things. We touch Canada, we touch South America. That's it. We really, that's our landmass. And we're so closed off to Mexico, and we're so closed off from Canada. It's like, we have these weird borders like you guys don't have here in the EU, and so we're very closed off to the world. And so our worldview is closed off. And me being Native American half and half, typical, white-blooded American, I have a certain type of lack of history, a lack of knowledge of history out here in Europe and its significance and everything, but embracing it and when I come out here, like I fell in love with London, and I hate cold, rainy, crowded cities, but for some reason, London was just like, oh, I loved it. Now Portugal has like this place is swoon. I'm all over this place. It's like California cleaned up and chilled out even more. And the surf, the beaches, the people, the history. I went to a place called, oh gosh, I will destroy it. Hold on one second. I got to make sure I say this right, because it's too dumb not to say it right. Let's see. Did it do it? Oh, I got the volume turned down. Oh, let's see. Come on.
Lule.
Oh, okay. So I was in the city of Lule today, and they've got a castle out there that's named. I didn't see a castle. I went to a chocolate festival. They had a chocolate festival. I'm there. Boom. Ran over to the chocolate festival and Lule, and it was just. They have these like cobblestone streets out here where they've got this rock, and it's like almost like marble, and it's all over the streets and the sidewalks, and they actually put mosaics, and they've got historical buildings and castles, and right in the middle of the city, and markets. They've got the mercado out here. That's I guess they have one in each city, but it's like fish market, fresh fish market, like vendor, fresh meats, iberical ham hanging on the walls, fresh bread, fresh vegetables and fruit, just amazing market, place where it's like, man, you just go get all this fresh stuff. Like, you don't see that. Like California, you got to go to this stupid little, the fresh, hippie food store to get like very, very expensive organic shit. And like every once in a while there's a farmer's market somewhere that you got to go to. And it's mostly, freaking tacos, menudo, fried freaking something or other. And some, maybe somebody's got some honey from up in the hills or whatever. But like here, it was just like normal everyday behavior. They have this big giant marketplace with all this fresh food and stuff. And it's just a beautiful city, the history, the castles everywhere. Portugal is full of castles, and here's the crazy thing. So I'm driving back. It's like, 45 minutes out from where I'm at. And so I'm driving back and I'm like, I want to hear like some history on this place. Right. And so I type in some YouTube videos to see if there's some YouTube videos I could watch or listen to while I'm driving. And son of a bitch, there's nothing on the history of this place. So I've got to pick up a book, which is a good thing, and start reading because, man, I was just really enchanted by the city that I was in today. And I gotta learn Portuguese. But anyway, yes, I am on European time and I am loving it out here. DeFi Crypto Alliance with Corey. Oh shit, the wrong show. Yeah, wrong show, buddy. You turned tail and run. Good to see you. Tam, what's up, Tam? Good to have you as always, my lady. Hexailing. Hey, what's up, bro? Good to see you, man. Oh man, it's yeah, I'm on the right side waiting 4 years. Yeah, bro. I'm out here. Hey, there is a bay here. Let's get a sailboat in here. There's actually in the bay right across, I can see it out my window here. They have 2 pirate ships that dock out in the bay here, or they anchor out there and they sit in the bay. It started raining and they put them away. So I haven't seen them for a couple of days, but yeah, there's 2 pirate ships out here. Very, very cool. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Let's see. Hold on 1 second. Let me turn this off. I turned it on for a second there. OBX. Oh, you got you there already. Red Collar Grunt. What's up? Hoorah. Hello, my people. Metallic Elmo. Hey, what's up, dude? Thanks for having me on the show the other day. That was awesome, man. It was really, really good hanging out with you. We had a good conversation. If you haven't seen that, go to Metallic Elmo's show and check that out. We had a great stream. It's all over Twitter and whatnot. Let's see. Hex Hoddle. Hello to you. And we got the NFT Bible, killing it out there on the X. Killing it. I see you. NFT Paris. NFT Paris. I don't know. Fill me on that one. Ken AK 51st Date. Oh shit. Oh God, some of this stuff is just embarrassing. I'm sorry, Ken. I really am. I'm sorry. Oh dear God, help us. We on here too. Hey, what's up, Brandon? What is up? Archie, good to see you. Zenith, hey, my boys. Good to have you guys. Let's see. Welcome to Europe. Thank you. I'm really glad to be here. Notice there's not too many fat people out there. Europe has a good, yeah, man. The fat people, like, it's completely flipped from the U.S. Like the U.S. has, like, I remember when I was a kid growing up in the 70s, like there was the couple of fat kids in the school, right? We had a couple of fat kids. And now there's a couple of skinny kids in my kid's school. Like it's completely flipped. So yeah, man, it's sad. We've got a real big problem we've got a whole lot of problems in our country, to be completely honest, a whole lot of problems. And hopefully after everything gets blown up, we can clean it all up. Whoever comes in after we blow it all up here real quick, please, maybe Portuguese can come to America and help out. You guys have done a really great job here. Really great job. Proud of you, Portuguese people. One of the oldest countries in the world and one of the best kept secrets. Like there's a bunch of people don't know about this stuff out here. This is amazing. Well, I didn't anyway. White cargo pants in London and Witter, a bit of a learning curve. Yo, Captain, Elon unblocked PulseChain. Cheers. Oh, hey. Congratulations. And it wasn't PulseChain, it was PulseX. It was PulseX. So if PulseX was blocked and is unblocked, I think it was that. Let's see. Very nice. Archie says, very nice Portugal, South Coast, up to Lisbon. Yeah. Lisbon so far has been like the most congested, I even like Lisbon. But if I was to say that it was my least favorite place of everywhere I've been to Nazaré. I've been all the way down the coast, all the way across the South Coast here, all in the Algarve. And yes, and then I'm going to go drive through Spain and hit that. So yeah, man, that's freaking awesome. 4 years is so long too. Yes, it is, Brandon, and welcome. Hey, liberty or death? Let's see. Sounds like white guilt, a liberal mind trick to self-hate and destroy the U.S. Western Europe culture is what America is before it became the greatest culture and civilization in the history of mankind. Sure, bro. Liberal mind? What are you talking about? White guilt? What are you talking about? I'm half and half, man. I don't have any guilt about anything. I'm a human being, man. I don't buy into that shit about destroying the U.S. and what. Shut up. That's just ridiculous talk. You sound like a freaking, I don't know. Sorry, man. Go liberty or death somewhere else, I guess. That doesn't make any sense to me. Sounds like you've got a chip on your shoulder. How are the prices in Portugal? Like to go out and have drinks and also dude, the prices are insane. Prices are insane. Prices are great. People are great. Prices are great. Of course, there's a euro to the dollar thing. But when it comes down to it, even though, you go to dinner, a couple guys have dinner, eat, coffee, the whole thing, 60 euros, come around $70, $75. It's, you get better quality, better service. Everything's about a little cheaper. I'd say a little cheaper, especially the rent and the house price and all that. Way. Let's see. Oh God, liberty or death. You gotta give it up. Yeah. People are people, bro. You can't put people in red and blue. Like that's stupid, man. That's like gang mentality. That's the shit we did when we were kids in the streets. You're gonna wear red or blue, come on. Anyway, but whatever. When you leave America, you definitely get a good perspective. Yes, lights out, you do. You get a great perspective of how other people feel around the world, and like I said, we're very closed off in our country, in the US, and I feel it when I leave, I'm like, wow, there's so much history, so much else to be respected out there. Love the hell out of my country. My family's been there forever, since before most of the Europeans were. I'm half native. So that place is important to me. The dirt itself is important to me. I stood on the wall as a Marine. So of course I was ready to give the ultimate sacrifice for that place. So it means a lot to me, and I'm proud of it, and I want it to get better. But I don't want to do that by, saying to the whole world, because that's not how it should work. We should all be working together. The whole world should be. We're close. We're closer now. We can all communicate with one another. Yeah, and that's where we should all be coming together, not separating ourselves and putting up walls and dividing each other. It's not the way to do it. Not the way to do it. Let's see. Pyongyang City in North Korea is the cleanest in the world. I don't know. Never been there. Not that cheap there, to be honest. If you're on a budget, that's just me though. I like to backpack. Yeah, RG. Relative to, I'm from California, man. So I'm telling you, man. Yeah. That PulseX blocked work to our advantage. Now Elon and the rest of X was forced to feed our gripe. Publicity is good. All publicity is good publicity. Yeah, man. It was. I like the fact that they had their eye on us. So yeah. Let's see. Nice cycling in National Park east of Faro. Oh, really? There's some big event coming up pretty soon too. And at towards the end of the month, last couple of weeks of the month or something. PulseX.com that was a question. PulseX.com is still. Please request it be unblocked if you haven't already. Yeah. So everybody on my Twitter, I think Esther's got on hers. We should put the link here where you can go, and it take you 10 seconds to go and complain about PulseX.com being blocked on Twitter, and you can help us out and try and get that unblocked. Hey, one Hexy mofo, what's up? See, cheaper and cleaner version of California. It is, man. It's a cheaper, cleaner version of California. Like if I was to clean California up and fix it, it would be Portugal. Period. This is what I love it. Like Lisbon is like San Francisco. Mine is the shit and needles and the dirt and the grind, everything. There's still some nice stuff in San Francisco. Don't get me wrong. There is some nice stuff in San Francisco. Me and Monkey, I keep wanting to say his name, Hex Monkey was out in San Francisco, and we went to some great restaurants and hung out and did some cool stuff. And there's still some beauty there, but yeah, you've got to kind of walk around all the filth and the mayhem. Let's see. Liberty or death, a boba drink. Yeah, man. I want us all to get along, man. I want us all to be happy. I want us to all give respect to each other and not try and divide each other up into fucking red and blue or this or that or liberal or fucking Democrat or Republican and all that crap. I don't buy that stuff. I just don't, man. I'm not gonna, like, I saw somebody put something on Twitter like destroy and get rid of all the Democrats on Twitter, and I was like, Jesus. Like, I've got good friends and family and people I love and care about that are diehard Democrats. Now, do I have to believe in their politics or anything? No, but I don't want to destroy them or kick them out of the country. I mean, it's just that kind of a behavior and talk is not conducive, man. It's just not. It's absolutism and all that bullshit is just, state your case. And fight your battles, but you don't have to destroy people in the middle of it. It's not necessary. Do you have a need for cash out there, or does cards work fine? I did go to some outdoor markets and stuff, but yeah, I was able to use plenty of cards. I have no problem with that, and. I grabbed some, I thought I had some cash, and I grabbed it and I handed it to somebody, and I didn't realize that instead of euros, I had pounds that I brought from home. And they're like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, it's your freaking money, man. What do you mean? What is it? And I'm like, oh shit. So I had to go get some. Yeah, I couldn't. Stupid American didn't figure out. Actually, some pretty the US over Europe, sometimes due to their extreme bureaucracy over here, it's different in European country. In every European country. Yeah, I guess so, but I really like it here. Gang mentality is a downfall of everything society and crypto. Reach out and work with communities. This is how we win. Look at Trump administration, mixed bag, different views, kicking ass. Yeah, and helping crypto out. That's for sure. That is for sure. Cards are good there. I have a wise card for travel. Yes. All right, let's see. I prefer driving cars in the US over Europe. It's so relaxing. Not me, man. I love it here. You know what you guys have here that's bitching is those roundabouts. No lights, roundabouts. The smartest thing ever in the freaking world to have been invented for driving in the city streets is the roundabout. I'm telling you, it makes driving such a pleasure out here. Yeah, you gotta be a little more, on the ball with it and stuff, but man, I'm loving it. Love me the roundabouts. I want to go on cruise ships. I haven't been anywhere since before. Yeah, cruise ships are overrated for me. There's nothing nice in San Francisco, bro. I just been there. No, there is. You just got to know where to go. So some of you can't copy the direct link. Okay. Marin County is somewhat nicer up north a bit. Yeah, it's nicer up there. Neither do I at all. Divide and conquer. Sure, Dana. How you doing? Good to have you here. Let's see. DJ Cryptomatic. Absolutely. Metallic Combo trip down the coastal highway. Yeah. Man, there is nothing, though. Nothing like the drive from LA to San Francisco along the coast. You are in for a treat. Big Sur, Monterey, all that stuff. Man, I'm telling you. Going past that, before you hit all that, you got Sequoia and Yosemite, and I'm sorry, beautiful. Let's see. Dan Smith here says, love is in the air. Hi, everyone. I want to know, has RG3 ever sailed the Love Boat? Don't know. No, I mean, I used to watch that show when I was a kid, but roundabouts are the best way. That's actually yes. Have you got some surfing in? Yes, I did. It's like right here. My apartment there are beaches right across the street. Fucking beautiful, man. Oh, the surf here has been wonderful. When I first got here, I stopped in Lisbon and I drove up to Nazaré, and that's where all the big waves are. If you haven't seen it yet, Just go on YouTube, hit Nazare, biggest wave ever surfed. They're still trying to track, they're trying to measure the wave that was just surfed last and see if he holds the world record for the largest wave. And as soon as they get the measurements in, he may be the, I forget his name, but he may be the recipient of the biggest wave ever rode. Now, something to be said about that. Nazare's waves, and I've seen it myself now as a surfer, being out there looking at the wave and watching it from 150 foot up, looking at the surfers as little ants and these waves just 35 footers the day I was out there. And the Nazare wave breaks like this and doesn't really peak, crest, have a big face, have a steep face. It does one of these kind of rolls. Now, you go up north to California and you surf the big waves up there, and those things come at you like this. So they're a steeper wave, faces are steeper, different type of, and it's still toe-in surfing. So there's still, you cannot paddle out in either one of these. But the waves in California, a little steeper. The Nazare waves, bigger. So it's Mavericks versus Nazare versus Cortez Bank, down south. So those places, Cortez harder to get surfers out into when the waves do come out there, but they're monsters. They're monsters. So yeah, the difference between Nazare and Mavericks is the steepness of the waves, and so they're not as steep. But man, those Nazare waves, when they do get you and they break on you and you get pulled in, and you're getting pounded. There was a 13-year-old boy that got hit by 5 waves. He wiped out, and the jet skier couldn't get him. And it was cool to see how they coordinated, because like 3 jet skiers got together and they were trying to round robin to miss the waves as he was getting pounded. One would come and try, and if he missed him, the other one would come and try, and if he missed him, and then they just, and before you know it, like 4 of them were coming, and everybody was backing off, and they were coordinating, trying to get this guy out of there. He was only a 13-year-old kid, got hit with 5 waves, boom, 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 and he survived, and they got him finally. But yeah, it was pretty harrowing and pretty scary at the same time. Let's see here. Highway 1. Yes, Highway 101 is what it is, really. But yeah, Highway 1 too. Let's see. Dana, I'm doing great. Home from Argentina. Couldn't be happier. Good for you. You're fantastic voice, Dan. When we hanging in Europe, Captain. Oh, dude, Hexicans, what's up, bro? Oh, man, good to see you, man. Hey, I'm going to be in Spain. I'm going up to Barcelona here in next few days or so. So come meet me. Go hang out and go have a cigar or something. Always good to see you, man. Let's see. What else? Who else we got? Senior Hex. I drove from Mexico City to Portland. Best drive ever. Good thing you stopped in Oregon before Washington or Seattle. Yeah. I hope BitBoy's doing okay. That stream was wild. Yeah, man. I sent him a text message and I haven't heard back from him. He and I met and talked and exchanged phone numbers, and me being somebody who has been working in the addiction recovery world for the last 30 years as a sober member of the community, I'm concerned. And I'm not saying that he's an addict or anything. I don't know what his substance abuse issues are, or if he even has any, but I worried about his health. He seems unhinged, and he seems like he's been beaten down for too long. And, when you start putting things like that online, people are brutal. And if you're depressed, or you're having problems or bad thoughts, and you're getting hammered by everybody around you, and you're watching that and looking at it and absorbing it, man, it's not good for your mental health. Not good at all. I'm really concerned about him, to be honest. Wave formation in 101. Yes. Check my pulse. All right. Okay, everybody. Oh, shoot. Ah, darn it. I got through the chat and Fast Abdul left. Come down back, Fast Abdul. I'm sorry, man. I saw you there and I was just wanting to finish this up. Yeah, 10:43 p.m. Yeah. Oh, hey. Thanks. Check my pulse. You the man. Blue collar crypto. Let's see. I flew the length of the Mississippi in my 20s. Wonderful trip. Folks in the U.S. are so friendly, and the airports are everywhere. Yeah, we got a lot of airports. We got like in L.A. we got the bigs. We got LAX, Ontario, John Wayne, and Long Beach. So those are the bigs right there in the municipality there. And then we've got Compton, Corona, Buena Park, all the small. I mean, there's so many small airfields around there too. I mean, we've got like within from LA to San Diego, there's just a freaking ton of airports. Yeah. So anyway, everybody's make him read it. I can barely read. That's not nice. Captain, do you frequent Orange County much? Well, I'm after I got out of the LA area, I grew up in the LA area I'm from the Wood, they call it. I was born in Strong Beach and grew up in the Wood. Once I got out of there and joined the Marine Corps and came back, Orange County was my home. I lived in the Huntington Beach area. That was my home. So yeah, Orange County. And now I live just outside of Orange County, kind of in a quieter, more conservative area where I've, raised my kids and stuff. And that's where I'm at now. But yeah, I freaking Orange County all the time. I have a 96-year-old grandfather I take care of out there and make sure he's doing good. And I miss him now. I'm away out here in Europe. It's so good to talk to somebody that's been through all the stuff that they've been through. If you've ever sat down, it's so nice to have somebody that close to you tell you about things that actually happened during the Great Depression, or that happened in the 50s and the 60s. And it's really cool to be able to tap into that and still have somebody around like that. And he has all of his cognitive and he physically gets around, still drives, So it's really, I love hearing his knowledge and wisdom and experience. He was in World War II. He was he's one of the last World War II survivors. He was a Marine, and just a gem. I love being able to tap in and talk to Granddad. What kind of music do you listen? I listen to all of it. I'm a punk rocker from the past. So in the 70s, we started punk rock in Southern California. Of course, in New York, they were having it, and in London, in Europe, they had it too. But I was in the LA punk scene from the beginning, and the Olympic Auditorium, all the old punk bands from San Francisco and Southern California, all the Suicidal guys, and hung out with all those people back in the day. So that was kind of like my music genre. So 90s rock music, really, the grunge and stuff. I love all that stuff, but everything. I mean, I was just in here in my apartment listening to jazz, smoking cigars and watching the beach, the other day. And so I like jazz. I like everything but country. I don't know what it is. I'm sorry. I just can't listen to that okey doke shit, man. But everything else, and the new pop stuff, man, call me old or whatever it is, but I just can't do the and all that and all that other crap and the shit. I'm sorry, man. You guys, your music sucks. Your new music just sucks. There's hardly any artists that I really, really like anymore. I just, and I think that's what happens to old people. Like I remember, my grandmother listened to the old, she listened to the old Mexican music, the cumbias and the mariachi music, Vicente Fernandez and all that stuff. And I was just like, ugh. And then, on the other side of my family was what was the guy that had that show? God damn it. Not Engelbert Humperdinck, but the other one. He had the whole big band in his show. Somebody will put it in the chat room in a minute here, but yeah. I think you might be old, Grandpa. Yeah, Briss, I am. I am old, and you know it. So, and that, ladies and gentlemen, the most hated man in crypto. Hex. Oh, wait a second. We got somebody in the chat room, and somebody in the green room. Brissology, the most hated Hexican in that. Lawrence Welk. There you go. That was it. Lawrence Welk. So yeah, I hear the old people like they stuck listening to Lawrence Welk and and all of that shit. And yeah, so that's probably where I'm at. I'm at that old stage. All right, man. Well, we got somebody coming in. I finally got somebody to talk to versus just talking at the chat room. No, people don't hate you. Well, some people hate you for Brissology, but you bring it on yourself and you know it. All right, everybody. We've got a guest coming in. I'm going to bring him up. Hey, everybody. It's Crypto Ross. How you doing, bro?
What's up, RG3? How you been?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Good. I'm actually out here in Marbella in Spain.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so, my attorney is from there where you're at, Nazareth.
Oh, really? No, I'm not in Nazaré anymore. I stopped in Nazaré. After I flew into Lisbon. I stopped at Nazaré. I wanted to go see if the waves came in, and they came in. And
wow.
I was like, yeah, baby. So I got to spend 2 days there at Nazaré watching the waves and the surfers and everything. And now I'm in the Algarve. So I'm down in the Algarve.
I have a 2-bedroom apartment there in Quartiera. I got the Golden Visa program.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm here in Algarve on the beach, closer to the Portimao area, though. Not. I think you're closer to what is
Albufeira.
Albufeira, yeah. So you're up a little ways from me.
Yeah. Well, just to make a long story short, I sold Hex at 40 cents.
Good for you. That's why. I want to buy this place. It's so nice, man. It's so nice. But they've got rid of the Golden Visa program, so you can't just buy a piece of property anymore. Now you have to. They have changed it a little bit because, man, it really just screwed up the housing prices for all the Portuguese people. So I guess they kind of protested and they got rid of that program. But there's still a program here. You can still do well and become a resident here if you'd like.
Yeah. So yeah, I remember I like how you recognize me when I jumped on with Silver Dancer. You're like, "What's up, you little weasel?" And I was I was like, man, this guy, he's cool, man. And it's funny because my sister, she lives in California, so I would like you to connect with her because she lives by you. She lives in Coto de Casa.
Yeah, I know where that's at. Yeah,
and that's
in Orange County, yeah.
And she's working with Billy Jean. You know Billy Jean, the guy that does marketing?
No.
Yeah, he does a lot of marketing on Facebook. And right now she's in Las Vegas. She's doing ClickFunnels. So, but okay. I got her in Hex a little bit late because I was actually in Hollywood. So I left from Chicago in 2019. I went to Hollywood, and then I had 25,000, and I wrote down. I was like, because I use the law of attraction a lot. I was mentored by Bob Proctor, so I wrote down. I was like, I'm gonna make 50 million in cryptocurrency. I'm gonna make 50 million, and I didn't have the 50 million. And then I went to California with 25,000, and then I saw Richard Hart on the YouTube stream with Paul something. I forgot the guy's name, but they were arguing, and I was just like, I'm like, man, this guy's cool. And then I put the 25,000 in Hex. It was actually like I started dollar cost averaging. I think I bought the bottom on January 5th, and it was like the last $5,000 I had. And then I held it. I staked it. I did everything he told me. And then and I saw the money coming in. I was out here in Europe, and then I sold I bought a house in Marbella. I fixed my mom's house in Chicago, rehabbed it. I bought the one in Quartiera in Portugal, and then I bought 3 properties around me by my house. I rehabbed my house. I got a villa in Spain, so right now it's worth probably 4.5 million. I got heated floors, sauna, jacuzzi, the whole shebang. The a hammam, the steam room. I got all that stuff. So, but yeah, I'm really happy that I connected with you.
Good, man. Well,
and I wrote 2 books. And I published them, and they're on Amazon.
Look at you go, man. Look at you go. Dyed-in-the-wool Hexican, making it happen.
And I talked about Hex in the books. Ross Garcia on Amazon. You can find the Profit Express book and I Can't Doesn't Exist. Those are the 2 books I wrote. I'm on the 3rd one.
Nice.
Grinding, bro. Just grinding.
Good job. Yeah, man. It's nice that you're out here where your money's being treated better too. I'm gonna trip through Spain, and man, the real estate market is hot in Spain, man. It's really, really hot, and especially down here in this south section here, next to Portuguese border. But yeah. I'm gonna drive all the way up to Barcelona along the coast and spend about 5-6 days doing that.
Well, stop by. We could have a coffee or something in Marbella if you want. It's on the way to I don't know if you're flying, but if you're flying,
No, I'm gonna drive, man. I wanna go see the country. I love doing the stuff that I don't want to fly over it. I want to drive into it and stop and see it and experience it and then move on to the next place. And if I like something, I'll stay there for a couple of days, and then move on to the next.
Would you think maybe in the future you'd move out here?
Portugal. So I haven't been to Spain yet, but Portugal to me is comfortable enough that I could live here. It has that home feeling of California because of the topography. It's a lot like California. The weather and the topography are a lot like California, and the people are chill. The history here is nice. I feel safe here. I feel real safe. Yeah. It's not you don't feel like a lot of us Americans, when we leave and we go to another country, we have that third world country feel, everywhere we go. Yeah. I don't feel that here at all. I feel comfortable. I feel, I can speak enough Portuguese and they can speak enough English, and there's enough respect there that they're not like snubbing their nose at me or anything. They're seeing I'm trying, and they're real kind people. And I can get by. There's enough English being spoke here that I can get by. Yeah, man, as far as comfortable factor, safety factor, climate and enjoying, my surroundings. Yeah, I could live here part-time, but I'm a Cali boy, dude. I love Cali.
My sister loves Cali. Yeah, I was in Cali, but maybe I was in the wrong side of Cali. I was in West Hollywood.
yeah. Well, you can't. That's not Cali. So let me explain something to people about Hollywood. Hollywood has nobody from California in it. Everybody in Hollywood is the weirdo that couldn't make it in their little town that came to say, okay, well, I could be a weirdo in Hollywood because I fit in there. So they come and it's all a bunch of weirdos from somewhere else that make Hollywood up. That's what Hollywood is. Nobody there is from California. They're all from somewhere else, and they couldn't make it somewhere else because they're too weird to be where they're at. So they all come here to go to Hollywood, especially West Hollywood, to go be weird. And that's what it is. And it's a mess over there. But you get out of that. There's so much more that it has to offer. And it's not easy to live in California, that's for sure. And a lot of people come out and then they leave with their tail between their legs because they can't make it out here, and then they shit talk and say, oh, that place sucks because I couldn't make it, but it's when you do find how to live here and where to go and where to be, you end up falling in love with it. You like it, but I was born and raised out here.
I was in Chicago because I've been out of the cold. I was in Chicago last month and I went to go see my parents, and then I was in the cold and my nose was messed up. I'm like, I gotta get the hell out of here. I actually I married a Spanish girl and I told her because she was in Spain and I told her meet me in Tulum in Cancun. Flew to Cancun and you know what's funny was that I put the money into the Trump coin. So I could have had 800,000. I pulled out. I had 500,000. And then I was the whale, right? There's probably a lot more people with Pulse than me, but I bought 8.7 billion Pulse. They tweeted about me. 450,000 Pulse, one buy.
Nice.
And then I went to Tulum, went to Cancun, went to Tulum, and then I came back to Spain. And I got here like literally last week.
Good,
but yeah, I that was the second meme coin. I did good on the Shiba Inu, the last bull run, and I sacrificed for Pulse, and then you know I bought more Pulse, but yeah, so we're just like optimistic and waiting for this Elon Musk with what is it, the task force, the Doge task force.
Doge task force.
Man, shit's getting crazy over there, huh?
Man, it's insane. They're coming in with a hammer to try and bash things all up, man. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens and what they uncover, discover, and discard, and what they keep. You know, because I still believe in our country and the things it stands for and some of its systems. I don't think it all needs to be destroyed, especially by somebody who's not from there. They're from South Africa or some shit like that.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy what's happening.
It is.
I'm actually I'm thinking about because they're talking about getting rid of the IRS and having an external IRS. Man, I love that because I still haven't got my papers in Portugal. My wife is from Spain, so you know, I mean, I live in Spain, but
it's like, do I got to go back to the U.S.?
Yeah, I'm like, fuck that. I'm gonna start using my Bank of America account. Yeah, so you know, I wasn't the ones that exited the US because I'm like, well, because I actually thought about exiting the US, and a lot of people are like, no, you might not be able to come back, and so luckily I didn't exit the US. I'm still from the US, you know.
Yeah,
but
you know, it's the European visa or the European passport is, you know, I think what you want. You know, you want to be able to go to the multitude of countries, but you always want to keep your U.S. citizenship, in my opinion. You know, because you don't get it back. Last thing I'd ever want to do is leave the country of my family's ancestors' origin. You know, I'm native, and I don't. That's not, you know, something I want to do. I don't want to leave or expat from the U.S. And they say you never get it back. It's an immigration nightmare trying to get it back if you do expat. So I would never do that. But I wouldn't mind having residency outside the world and traveling and being part of it. But, you know, always being able to come back to the place that really matters to me, you know.
A quick question. How do I get a hold of you? Because I know we're on YouTube. I have WhatsApp. Is there a way where I can send you an email or something?
Yeah, you can. Well, hit me on TG, or you can hit me on the WhatsApp. I'll send you some info on DM me and on Telegram.
Okay, what's your Telegram address?
It's Captain RG3. So it's T TG dot RG3 .me. It's RG3.me. Yeah. Let me double check here. Yeah.
So it's tg.rg3.me?
No, it's just at RG3ME. Just go at RG3ME and Telegram. You can
RG3.me. Okay. Yeah, I'll send you a message to connect with you.
Just RG3ME, not a dot, just RG3ME. You'll see it. You'll see the pirate show up.
Okay. Yeah, so that's about it. I'm out here in Marbella. It's kind of it's kind of like Americanized over here, though. You know, it's more American. It's like more advanced than Portugal. You know, like
Yeah.
over there where you're at, they have like an IKEA and a mall. But over,
Yeah.
because I've been here for 4 years. I left in 2020. I went to UK, and then from UK they're like, you're American, you can't go to Europe, because I was in UK for 5 months, and then I rented a car. I came to France. Like 24 hours later, I was at the beach in Marbella out here, like in November with sandals and no shirt on. Like it's mine. Like the weather's like it's like California. I don't know if you noticed, like, but
Yeah.
I feel like it's not that dry.
No, it's really nice here. It's really nice. I'm enjoying the weather. I mean, it's February. I was surfing the other day. I was in the water surfing. You know, it's February. It's like, you know, it's not warm anywhere in California in February. That's for sure. You're freezing out there in full suit.
You do that thing with the sailing. You know how like the guys go with the sailing.
Oh, no, no. I can't do that shit.
Because
No.
there's a beach over here.
I can't sailboard. That's a lot of upper body, you know, workout. Those guys that do that, man, that's a lot of work, man. It's a lot of work. That's
Hey, RG3, price prediction. I'm gonna give you one. Not financial advice. PulseChain, 1 cent.
Yeah, man, that's good. I'd like to see you. Well, I mean, you know, don't forget, it is a gas token, right? So going to 1 cent would cause some real havoc in the cost of you know, doing things on the. So.
You think the bull market kicked off already, or you feel like, I mean, you think it's gonna follow the same trajectory as 2021?
Well, you know, I mean, none of them follow the same exact. I mean, up and to the right, you know, is the trajectory of every cycle so far. If we look at Bitcoin, every cycle that we've seen follows that trajectory. The move that the OA just made was done at just about the same time the last move from the OA pushed us into the bull market, you know, based on Bitcoin's halving. If you look at it, Bitcoin halving, started moving, then then the OA, it was big payday came, and then boom, we took off. So it's following the same, it's rhyming with the same cycle. This cycle is so much different because of all the different narratives, because of all the different, you know, things that are going on with the regulators, and now Bitcoin has been taken over by BlackRock, you know, and you know, the centralized agencies and mining pools and all that stuff. So like the regular people don't own Bitcoin anymore. They don't own, and they're buying up all the Ethereum now. So
yeah,
there's this really centralized growth spurt in the crypto space happening that concerns me. But you know, we've got true DeFi here. You know, we got guys like Charles Hoskinson. I was going to talk about that a minute. You know, so everybody needs to know who this young punk is, and he is. I'm going to call him a young punk because he is. He acted like one the other day, so he's not going to get any sympathy from me. I was neutral on him. I always had respect for him and thought that, you know, he may do the right thing. I didn't like his move with Ethereum, but hey, maybe he was ready to do something else. But Charles, for all of you who don't know, he left Ethereum because they were fighting over centralization and turning it into a business. He wanted it to turn into a business. He wanted to capitalize on it. And Vitalik and the rest of the ETH bros were like, no, man, we're going to make this thing a nonprofit and go DeFi. And Charles said, shine it. I'm out of here. I'm going to go do my own thing then and make a profit center out of it. And that's how come he built Cardano and ADA. You know, that's what he did. He left because they didn't centralize enough or make a business enough out of it. Let's not forget that. That's history. That really happened. And so the day that ETH said, we're now a nonprofit, boom, Charles says shine and left. So remember his true colors and where he's coming from. And now this guy happens to come on a talk with one of our shillers, a guy named Shills, and he's a crypto guy that gets paid to shill stuff, and he doesn't hide it. But he leaned into the Hex community and said, "Hey man, this is really good shit over here. I like what's going on. I don't need to shill it because this is good stuff. So I'm leaning into you guys." And he does shows with us, and him and SJ have their Twitter show together and all that. And he goes to Charles to apologize, and Charles goes sideways on him, and starts talking out the side of his neck, talking about Richard Hart and his Gucci and his charisma and how he fooled us all. And it's like, no, dude, you've been fooling people for years. You've been lying, cheating, stealing yourself, because I don't know anybody who's done as little work as they've done in crypto as you, who's had more respect than anybody who doesn't deserve it than you. And you're running around in a freaking Apache helicopter on a big old giant ranch pig farming, and you got something to say about Richard and his Gucci? Sorry, man. Now you've lost all respect from me.
When I first got in, I got in Cardano in the beginning, and I lost a lot of money before I got in. I mean, I even held Hex. I did everything. I did I sacrificed, waited. But yeah, Cardano was like, when I got in, it was like 3 cents, and then it dropped, and I never used their platform, but I could just tell that they're like, I just don't see a future with Cardano. Like, I don't see what Ethereum is, like MetaMask. I don't use none of their platforms. It doesn't interest me,
Well, it's DeFi anymore. They've already put a sour taste in all of our mouths because of the things that they've done. Ethereum jacked us with that S-load deal. Wouldn't get rid of the mining. Let the miners shake everybody out this last time. The Uniswap guys, like you said, they kick Hex off, and they're claiming their DeFi. It's like, come on, man. You guys have lost all respect. So no, man. There's something right here. I want to. This. Thanks for putting this up, Lights Out. I didn't know. I'm just gonna say it. Hold on a second. Lights Out said, now I can't confirm this, but Lights Out is my boy. So says, I seen Charles Hoskinson teasing Ben for his meltdown today. Completely classless. I didn't even know that. And look, man, I get it. I know everybody likes to bust on people and laugh at shit. And Ben putting it on stream live, his meltdown, wasn't the wisest thing to do, but he's not in his right mind, and the man is having some trouble. And if you can tease and berate somebody enough to where it really, really harms them in a way that may not be reversible, then shame on you. Especially, it just shows Charles Hoskinson's immaturity. Like he obviously hasn't been through stuff like this or seen people in this condition. And I know, he's a 30 or 37-year-old something, so maybe he doesn't have that kind of experience where you see something like this and you go, damn, and back off of it versus leaning into it.
Right. The guy was really BitBoy. Actually, what's funny that you say that? I actually met BitBoy in Miami at the Bitcoin conference. And that was like when that bull run kicked off in 2021. And I had told him, I was like, I said, I got in Hex. And then he's like, oh, you got in Hex. I'm like, yeah. But I also made money on Shiba, and I bought more Hex. he's like, I missed that Shiba one, but man, we're just talking by the beach. I'm like the type of guy that I'm not like, I'm not known, like I don't have the fame like that. So I just walked up to him like, what's up, bro? You're BitBoy. What's up? My name's Ross. I'm from Chicago. And I'm in crypto. I've been in crypto for a while, but I live in Europe now. And he's like, he was real cool, man. I saw him with Hexologist like a while back after his friend his friend betrayed him. He lost his crypto channel. He lost his wife. I mean, the guy lost everything, you don't know what he's going through. I mean, I went through some shit myself, but you don't know what he's going through,
Yeah, that's what I tell people. I reached out to him today. I sent him a couple text messages, see how he's doing, see if he was all right. but I got no response. So my guess is that he's just, you know, having a hard time, you know, and you gotta let people go through it, but you just gotta be there in case they need to be picked up or whatever, you know. And everybody has.
He put Richard on his show. I remember that.
Yeah. He put Richard on his show. He came on my show. He and I did a stream together. We talked about things, you know, different things being built on PulseChain, all that kind of stuff. And, you know, and he came to our event in Vegas. He came and spoke at the event. He was there. We hung out, him and his gal, Cassie. You know, they were cool people. You know, I know he's probably got issues, but, you know, you just got to be there for people like that, you know?
And not only that, but also people, they don't understand how crypto is. Like they like the rides are crazy, like crazy highs, crazy lows. And you know, like a lot of guys, they were YouTubers and they're not YouTube anymore. They're just like work regular jobs, you know. I bought property and luckily I sold 2. I got a contract for a third one. But if it wasn't for that, I would go back doing loan modifications. That's what I was doing before. I was doing loan modifications when the economy crashed in 2009. I worked for JP Morgan.
Big business, man. That was business.
Yeah, and Obama gave that TARP money to the bank, so I was getting the loan reductions. I actually got my mom's. She owed $305,000 on the house, and I got her the principal reduction. Her new loan is $120,000 because they appraised the house next door. Because a guy bought a house next door to her house for $150,000. So then they gave her the neighbor's value. So then they shredded the other difference. And I was doing that for like 4 years, and I was doing good with that, but the rates started going up, and then I was like, wait, what's this?
Market ends up leaving.
Yeah, so
you know,
so I saw the Bitcoin. I had the Bitcoin Satoshi Nakamoto paper, but I didn't get it. I didn't know what it was. And then by the time I got in, I was trying to do what Ben was doing with my friend Jerry. We were trying to do a YouTube channel, and it didn't work out. Like we got like 1,300 subscribers, but I kept sticking to crypto. I was in different coins. I'm not going to say which ones, but I found Hex, and then I stuck to it. I staked. I did the staking ladder, and then I made money on the Shiba. I bought more Hex, and then but yeah, like man, you don't have any more dry powder, as they say. You got to start selling stuff.
Let me address the chat room or the chat room. Correct. Hey, send me a DM and you and I can have a conversation about that offline. No need to talk about it here, but I got answers for you if you'd like. Not a problem. I don't mind talking about it, and I've never deleted anybody's comments in there if they weren't rude, crude, or just outlandish. So yeah, if you have a serious question, we can talk. No problem. Just not on here. This is not the forum for that, but DM me. All right. What else? Leonard Nimoy. As soon as I said I got so embarrassed, so you still win. Leonard Nimoy messing with the SJ. You can get the horns, buddy. You're gonna get the horns. No, she's harmless. She is harmless. All good, man. Some prefer blondes and boobs. Oh, here we go. Well, anyway, so how long are you planning on staying out here? You gonna stay for a while, or are you going to call it and go back to the U.S. or?
My wife's from here, man. She has a 3-year-old son with a police officer from Spain. And then I have a 16-year-old son in Chicago, and I was just with him. So I'm just going to keep coming back and forth, man. Like, I'm still American. Just, if it gets too cold in Chicago, I'll go hang out with you in California.
I'm telling you, man, bro, that's Chicago, man. I can't do it. I like that city. I do. But man, I just can't do that cold. That cold is like, that wind hits you. It cuts through your body like a knife, man. It hurts so.
Yeah.
Oh,
And you know what? It's Lake Michigan. It's the lake. It's the lake and the wind. That's why it's the windy city. But you got the lake, and you get the crazy wind. Like it's cold, man. But once you like,
the reason they call it the windy city isn't because of the actual wind. It's because of some political. It was a political called the windy city.
Yeah, like the city of big shoulders and all this other crap that they come up with. The best pizza in the world. We got the Giordano's pizza. I was in Las Vegas. They have Giordano's. You heard of Giordano's?
I think that Coffee took me there when he did. He took me there when I was out there visiting Crypto Coffee. He took me to that place, and we had a big pizza and one of those big deep dish deals. But yeah, he took me to a bunch of places out there. Got me some hot dogs from some place where they put all they do the Chicago dogs up and
Maxwell Street. Was it Maxwell Street?
I couldn't tell you. It was right by the old baseball stadium.
Okay. Do they put a lot of onions on it?
Oh yeah, onions and peppers and tomatoes, all that shit. Chicago dog style.
Yeah, they got good Mexican food too, man.
Oh really?
Yeah,
that's hard for me to say being from California because we got Mexican food better than Mexico.
Yeah, no, we got. I'm telling you, man. One of my friends, he started. A couple of my friends have restaurants over there, and we actually went out one day just to taste the different. Let's go to Chicago. Like we're in Chicago, we're gonna go to 5 different restaurants, and we picked one of the best tacos with cilantro and onion. I don't know how they do it in California, but the taco is carne asada, cilantro, onion, and that's it. Like you want to put lemon and some sauce, that's it.
Yeah, that's it right there. That's it.
That's the only thing I miss
exactly
out here.
How they make
out here in Europe.
Yeah, there is.
No, they eat jamon with olive oil and wine and cheese and grapes. That's about it. Well, it's kind of better though for my health.
I got some salsa. It was tomatoes, onions, parsley, and olive oil. That's their pico de gallo.
Yeah. They got that octopus over there in Algarve, the octopus with lemon and some potatoes with the olive oil right there. Straight.
Yeah, I stopped eating octopus. I loved it until they turned into little like friends to me. So I quit eating octopus. I don't know why. I just can't eat them. They're too smart. They're like little humans with a bunch of legs.
You eat fish? You eat fish or shrimps?
Oh yeah, shrimp, fish, all that stuff. Yep, I love it out here. I mean, I went to the Mercado out here. They've got just fresh fish. Like they've got just station after station after station in the Mercado. Just you can go get whatever you want. It's just, oh man, I'm gonna go there as soon as they open up when I get back and grab some fresh stuff. But they got the Iberico ham hanging up on the walls and all that good stuff. Man, it's nice.
I was like, because I'm kind of retired at this point.
Yeah, kind of.
I'm fucking retired. So I was gonna message you last week because I knew you were over there. I was like, man, I'm gonna drive over there. I like driving, so I always go over there to the Nazareth. Lisbon is a little jam packed with traffic, but I'll go over there. I have to go to Faro to turn on the electricity for the Quartiero apartment I have. It's actually in front of the beach right there. So because I had a guy when I bought it, I trusted him. I didn't have a contract, so he rented it out to some people for a whole year. And I told him I don't want long-term renters because I'll have a problem getting them out of the property. See, the laws over here are different. Once they're in your property, you can't get them out. It's not like the court system over there. So the guy took the $15,000 the whole year of rental income, and he took off with the 15,000, never paid me, and he left someone in my property for a whole year. But the good thing is the property supposedly is worth 700,000. I bought it for 500 to get the golden visa, which I still haven't got the golden visa yet.
Oh, yeah. They said they're trying to get the backups. They're trying to catch up on the backups.
Yeah, so I have to go over there soon too to turn on the electric at that property. I don't know if I'm gonna sell it or rent it out, but you know.
So you think you're gonna get back to the U.S. anytime? We're having that big event in Vegas.
I wouldn't mind going. When is it? Next month?
March 6th through the 9th. Yeah, we're gonna be in Vegas. Gonna have on the 5th. I'm having a little get together. Anybody wants to show up? Come to Cigar Lounge. Come hang out. I'm gonna hang out on the 5th. But the 6th is when everything starts. That's when we have registration. Big welcome dance party. Crypto Ape's going to be in there, throwing the DJ down, and laser light show, open bar, the whole shebang shaboom. So that's going to be just the first night is going to be just a party. And then we're going to have the conference on the 7th and the 8th. And that's when all the speakers are going to be there. That's Crypto Coffee. We're going to have our legal guys there, Nuclear Herbs. We're going to have, you name it, the Project Pi guys are supposed to be there. They won the contest, the pitch contest last year. We've got Wild SJLB speaking. All kinds of Hexicans streamers will be there, be streaming. B Roots will be there. It's going to be loaded. And then we're also going to have the treasurer of Nevada, Zach Conine, who is actually a crypto advocate and a DeFi crypto advocate in the government. And hey, everybody's talk shit about, government officials. Sit down and talk to one for real and tell him how you feel. Call him a scumbag or whatever, and see what it's like. See, it's so much different. It's harder. It's so much different in person when you're talking to people. Everybody got to talk shit until they really sit down with somebody and start talking and start understanding where they're coming from and what they're going through and what it's like to be in the government and trying to make things happen for you.
What's mind-boggling is all that money spending on stupid stuff, and then
people have been talking about that shit for years. See, this is all gaslighting bullshit. We've been paying $100 for a fucking nail for the government since the 1970s and 80s, and people now just thinking that it's something that's happening. It's been going on forever. It's the industrial complexes that have done this to us. And now all of a sudden it's like, oh, Elon's going to fix this shit. I'm sorry. He ain't going to fix this shit.
No, it's better they just reset the system. Just reset the system. I mean, what do you think?
The system is going to go to somebody else. They're looking. You think they're doing this for the good of the people? It's the next grift that's coming. I'm telling you, it's the next grift. The next grifters are coming in and they're trying to take what is yours, and what is yours is your country and its protections and its regulations and the things that actually make it great, So be careful what you fucking wish for and ask for, because not everything needs to be destroyed with a fucking hammer. Not everything needs to be thrown out. Everything needs to be fixed, yes, but it's need to be fixed for a long ass time. The military industrial complex has been ripping us off forever. Nobody said shit when what's his name? Our vice president with President Bush's company was stealing and feeding lobster to the troops.
Dick Cheney. Was it Dick Cheney?
Yeah, Dick Cheney and his company. They were doing stupid shit like that. They were contracting out, dumbass shit like that and wasting our money and charging the government for this shit, for that damn war. And nobody says nothing about any of that shit. But now all of a sudden, now everybody's like, oh, Elon Musk is our savior because he's found all this shit. Now this shit's been known forever, man. We've all known that they've been grifting us forever, and now he's going to come in and get to smash everything, the things that protect people, the things that mean things to people. And yes, in the name of fixing things great. And I'm glad that they are doing it. Don't get me wrong. I'm glad that they're coming in and finally smashing shit up. And maybe that's the only way it's going to get fixed. But it's going to hurt a lot of people. And it's going to hurt a lot of things that we hold dear in this country, in the United States. And it's going to be hard to put all those things back in place that need to be put back in place. So, hopefully they do it right. I just don't have confidence in some dude that's not from where we're at, that doesn't care about it like some of us do. And that worries me. That worries me. because he doesn't have skin in the game like we do. He's a billionaire sucking off the government's tit. Where do you think he gets his money? He gets it from the United States government.
Yeah.
And now he's in charge of who gets the money?
Well,
people think.
Well, Donald Trump's buying Ethereum, right? With that money he made, with the money they made.
I'm buying it. But obviously, who's ever in control of those wallets? I don't think that he's the one doing it. But I mean, yeah, I'm sure it's the people that are in charge of those wallets.
I just feel like it's too late to try to repair the money system in the US. Like it's just it's out of whack already. Like, I mean, I seen the crash from 2008, 9, and they say that there's not going to be a crash, but they say there should be a crash every 10 to 15 years.
We've seen it all before.
And I'm just like, there's something has to happen, because like there has to be some type of money to something. I mean, I don't know how much money it could print, but can you think it could go to 100 trillion in debt? 100 trillion? It's $37 trillion. Imagine.
I don't know. They took a thing that stopped a depression from happening. You know, when C-19 hit, it was ready to cause a depression, and you know the depression that we had in the 30s could have been saved, and they know it could have been saved by money printing. It's a way of balancing this funky ass system that we have. You know, capitalism is a funky ass system. You know, and the U.S. Federal Reserve is a funky ass system that they've created. So ebbing and flowing and pressure regulating it is important, but they've used these tools out of whack, and now here we are, like you said, with this big giant deficit that more than likely isn't ever going to be, you know, recovered from. You know, but there is all this money out there, and it ain't in the hands of us people. It's in the hands of industrial complexes that have taken that money. You know, they that money's not going away. It's still going to be in the hands of those people. And you can smash all the government agencies you want. You're not getting that money back from those people. They're still going to have their hands on it. You know, they say that it's not the government that has the money. It's the contractors that have grifted the government to give them that money. They're the ones that have it. They've got it, you know. So
it's like a smart game they play, like a smart strategized game they play to try to take taxpayer money, right?
Yeah. Well, the people don't understand that there's two big tranches of money left: the Medicare system money and the Social Security money. Once they get that, that's it. They got the rest of the money. That's why they've always been talking about getting rid of Social Security, because they want that money. That's money that I paid. I worked for 35, 40 years paying into that thing to have a little bit of something, so that when I'm not dead ass broke if I don't have anything at the end of my days, you know. And they want that. They want to take that. And that's the last tranches of money, is the Medicare system and the Social Security system. And don't believe me, go look at how big those coffers are, and look at what they're always talking about. They're always talking about getting rid of that stuff, you know. And they want to steal that money. And once they got that, that's it. It's all over. There's no more money left.
So Elon Musk is just piggybacking off the government at this point.
Well, he makes his billions off the government. He's working. He's doing his thing, right? Hey, what's up, Sandy? My lady, welcome. He's doing his thing. I'm not taking that away from him. But he makes money off the government for talking about going to Mars. I remember when I talked about going to Mars, everybody told me I was crazy. I said, hey, we need something to do. Let's go to Mars. Let's get everybody jobs. When I was working out there in the workforce, man, the space companies, everybody that was building stuff for the shuttle program, they were some happy motherfuckers, because they were all making lots of money building the shuttle program. Well, let's go to Mars. Let's do the same thing. Put everybody to work. But that's not what's happening. They're cutting. And now there's no, you know, in Southern California, all that space, all the space programs, all the space companies, Boeing, Skunk Works, Rockwell, all those companies, all the land's vacant, all the shops are shut down. They're putting up shopping centers now where all those places used to be. So it's, those were good jobs. Those could have been good jobs, building technologies to get us to Mars. Like building the technologies that's got us to the moon ended up giving us the cell phone and communications and dehydrated foods and all this stuff that the space program provided for industry to build upon. Let's not forget the moon program was a big program that blew this country up. Technology wise, the machining world blew up because they were making, for the first time, they were making instead of cast aluminum and this not, they were using billet aluminum. So all these things that we take for granted today came from the space program, cell phone, the computer, all that stuff. And now going to Mars would bring other technologies, air scrubbers, fuel generation out of oxygen, batteries, systems to prolong life and get people to Mars and all this stuff that they could be doing right now and innovating and developing and giving people really good jobs. They kind of skipped over all that, in my opinion, because I've seen industry and how it works, and I see that a blue collar worker from the side of it. People think, oh yeah, this is bullshit, and we're not doing this. Bullshit, man. You should see SpaceX. Them motherfuckers are making rockets and they're sending them up into space. People say, oh no, nobody can go up space. There's a fucking ceiling up there, and this is all just bullshit. And blah, blah, blah. No, man, I've seen all this stuff. I see the work that people put into this stuff. I've been out there. We've taken a damn thing to the, launch pads and stuff. It's like, this is people sometimes.
The earth is flat. The earth is flat. Oh shit, it's crazy. Yeah, I think of Total Recall. Remember Arnold Schwarzenegger? Total Recall. Yeah. Sharon Stone.
Here, let me put this up. Let me pull up my little wet behind the ears Chicken Peter. Chicken Peter. Captain really sound like a boomer. I'm an Xer, bitch. I'm an Xer. Boomers were my fucking family before me. I'm an Xer. That means I know more than you. I've experienced more than you. I've been through more shit than you, and you're just wet behind the ears. So just cutting off funding of corruption. No, it's not all corruption, dumb shit. That was stuff that people needed, deserved, and they have to have. Once you start cutting off, wait and see what happens to your country when you start fucking people over even more and more and more. From some guy from South Africa that ain't even from this country, who don't give a shit about this country, who wants to break it up, who wants to break everything and fix it with a hammer. You should be fixing this stuff with a bag of tools, not,
I get your perspective on that now. I get your perspective on that.
Come on, man. I
see what you're saying.
I worked my ass off in my life for this country. Some of you motherfuckers ain't never even had a job in your life outside of McDonald's or some bullshit. Sitting in your mom's basement eating Hot Pockets and playing fucking crypto. I've been out there making it in the world. I've had to try and make the mortgage fucking put a fucking dime where a dollar was supposed to go every month. Raise 3 fucking kids. Yeah, sound like a boomer? No, I sound like an experienced man. That's what I am. Some of you guys don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Might want to think a little bit more. Maybe have a little more experience out there and what the real world does to you. Think about it before you start hammering everything. Anyway, I guess we fired up because I love this country, man. I do. And I want to see it work, and I want to see it work better. I don't want to see him take a hammer to it and split everybody up and call everybody, this half of these people are assholes and this half of these people are assholes, and fuck them, send them out of the country. Fuck them, send them out of the country. That's not how it's supposed to work. It's supposed to try and help each other. It's supposed to try and make it a better place, have discourse. It's a discourse, You come sideways at people and you create this. This is not what we want. I don't have no disrespect for you, man, that just said that stupid thing in the chat room, calling me a boomer. I'm not a boomer. I'm experienced. I'm talking from experience. I'm trying to share knowledge with you. I'm trying to share my wisdom with you. And if you don't respect that, that's your fault. See, I respect you. I respect everything the younger generation is teaching me. That's why I'm here talking to you guys, because I respect you, because I want to make the world a better place with you, because you guys know more than us about this world and where it's going, and AI and computers and all of these things. And I want to be here with you, but I want to be able to pass the things on so you guys don't make the same mistakes that have been made in the past. If you don't remember your history, you are doomed to repeat it. You're doomed to repeat your history.
I feel like I feel like
there was some bad shit.
Sorry to cut you off. I feel like the 90s, the 2000, like all the way to 2010, I feel like that was like, for me, I guess that was like the best time in the US. Like 90s, 2000, 2010, and then after 2010 or 2008, it was just like, psh, you know, like the zenith.
Yeah. Well, I remember that, house coming up for foreclosure, losing our jobs. I remember all that shit in 2008 when it all crashed, It hit me and my family hard. It hit us hard, I remember my whole neighborhood. There was a point where I was come home from work and my neighborhood's just getting wrecked, right? I mean, it was just one thing after another, one house after another, just empty. I came home one day and my little boy was in 2 doors down at his little buddy's house, and they were so embarrassed that they left in the middle of the night. So his little childhood friend that he grew up with, my little son was in the driveway crying because his little buddy was gone, like disappeared, because they left in the middle of the night. They were so embarrassed that they lost their house,
Damn.
And it was just heartbreaking. Like stuff like that, just when you deal with stuff like that and you see the world and you ask why, and you start looking into why and why this thing happened. And then you look at it and who was the grifters at that time? Like you came in and tried to clean it up. You came in and you said, hey, I want to try and help some of these people and get these fix these mortgages and stuff that were all broken up. They deregulated the mortgage industry, allowed them to put bad loans in with good loans and call them all good. And it defaulted everybody, and everybody lost their home with these liar loans and all this other bullshit. And I'm not saying it wasn't the people's fault also for over leveraging themselves, because they did, but there were protections in place to keep people from over leveraging themselves. And those protections were taken away and people over leveraged themselves. And some people, were preyed upon by these loan fiends that were out there going, oh man, just take money out of your house. You can just boom, 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 boom. And all those, variable interest mortgage loans that were all out there and shit. And it wrecked people, man. It destroyed whole neighborhoods. California was decimated by that shit, and I lived through it. And I had to save my house during that whole time and try and get a job when I was losing my job and all that shit, and lost a business and everything else. It's tough, man. It was tough. And it was all in the name of, deregulation.
Yeah.
Deregulation. And that hurt real families. And I'll never forget that.
Would you blame
home,
would you blame Bush for it? Would you blame Bush or would you blame Obama?
No. I don't blame either of those two men. It's not those two men's fault. See, they try and give us one neck to choke, right?
Yeah.
They try and give us one neck to choke, but that's not who did it. It was the banks that did it. Now,
the banks.
He signed the papers. Bush signed the papers to allow that to happen. That people can, do liar loans. That was, you can say you made $1 million a year when you only made 40,000 a year, and you could buy
stated income, stated assets.
Exactly. So
stated income, stated assets.
But he didn't. It wasn't his deal. It was the bank's deal. The banks did that. The investment bankers did that because they knew what they were going to get. They were going to get people in these homes. They were run the prices up. They were going to foreclose on the homes. They were going to get the money from the people. They were going to get the money from the government. They were going to get a bailout from the government, which they got that too. Let's not forget that $7 trillion they all got for that shit, on top of wrecking everybody, on top of taking the homes back.
Right.
And then reselling again. So they got the homes, they got the money, they got the bailout, they got it all. And nobody ever said shit. But
that's crazy, man.
Bush.
Well, isn't Jamie Dimon a billionaire now? Like, doesn't his art collection is worth like $500 million or something? Like, he was not worth $1 billion 10 years ago. Like, how the hell do you become a billionaire?
Look, man, I can't call a human being out by name in that whole situation. There were a lot of people involved. There were a lot of investors involved. And that's the problem with unregulated capitalism, is what happens is you end up with people not being people anymore, and the shareholder being what was important. I worked for a company, and their mission statement was not to the customer. The mission statement was to provide value to the shareholder. That was the workforce's mission statement, was to provide value to the shareholder. Everything else, customers, everything be damned. And that's one of the biggest companies in the world. Fortune fucking 2 company in the world that did that. And that was their mission statement. And it's like when that's the mission statement of a company that's supposed to be a service company to the people it serves and the country it serves, it's a government product, then you've lost your way. You've lost your way. And that's what caused this. The industrial complexes, whether it be the communications industrial complex, which deregulated itself, whether it be the military industrial complex, which has never had regulations, whether it be the medical industrial complex, whether it be the prisons, you name it, oil industrial complex. They've taken the human element out of it, and now they're all beholden to the shareholder. That means that it's not beholden to a human being anymore. It's all about the math. The math works, human beings be damned. And that's our problem, not government waste and spending. It's the shareholders that are causing that waste and spending. It's not like one person doing that. It's not a president doing that. It's not a senator doing that. The presidents and the senators and all of them are just buying into it because they're part of the shareholders. I mean, Nancy Pelosi is a 100 bazillionaire, right? It's like, and how did that happen? Well, she, within the confines of the law, because now they're all allowed to inside trade or whatever, or you can't question the fact that they inside trade. They've all known what happened, known where the money was going to go. And it's like, hey, just like you and I, if we go, hey man, we know that crypto is going to do a 10,000x next year. Well, what are you going to do? Well, I'm going to all in on that motherfucker. You're telling me it's 10,000x? Yep, I'll guarantee you it's 10,000x because I'm putting the rules in and I'm making it happen. So guess what? It's going to 10,000x. Okay, well, I'm going to put, $10,000 into that and make a bazillion, right? So it's bigger than we can call one person out or one person to fix it or anything like that. Now, my hopes are this, that the hammer approach does its job. And yes, people are going to get hurt. And yes, good things are going to disappear, go away, or be harmed. And that's the price I think that we're going to have to pay to fix things. And hopefully, as time goes on and human beings get better, after they've smashed all this system to smithereens, we'll be able to fix it and make a better place out of it. And that's why I advocate for what I advocate for DeFi, and this gives us as human beings the right to do something without entities, without industrial complexes, without banks, without governments. We can do this and make the world a better place financially if we do it right. And they're already fighting us. They're already coming for our crypto. They're already usurping it. They're already digging in. They're already got their mitts on it. And the Bitcoin bros, the supposed freaking cypherpunks, have already sold all their bags to BlackRock. And they're selling more of their ETH bags now. So guys, you guys are part of the problem. The crypto bros themselves are part of the problem. You guys are wrecking this thing for us. Richard Hart's the only person who hasn't sold out, in my opinion. He's the only person that has showed that he wants freedoms, that he wants DeFi, that he wants things to go the right direction. And so that's why he's made the things that he's made. They can't touch it. They can't stop it. They can't reverse it. Now it's up to us as a community to go out there and deliver it to the world. And, hopefully we'll be loud enough that people will hear, and hopefully people will see the value in what DeFi is versus the CeFi. And we've just got to get away from the green candles. We've got to get into what the value of this is to the whole world. And, with good work, making things better, making things right, the gains are going to be there for all the early adopters and people that are out there helping make this thing happen. You'll get the gains. through doing good work, you'll get the gains. That's just a benefit, a byproduct of this. You know, if you go out and do the work, you will end up reaping the rewards of being first to take this all to market. And we got to do that.
Nice.
These political issues are not easy. They're not easy. They're not cut and dry. They're not black and white. And sitting down and discussing them and really, really looking at what it means to tear something down or support something is important. It's really important. And, you know, I think that this very quick, flip it world that we live in today, it's too easy to just pull the trigger on something, you know, because coming from the streets and the military, you know, it only takes 4 pounds of pressure, 5 pounds of pressure to pull a trigger. And it's very easy in a video game. It's very easy in real life to do that. But once that 5 pounds is exerted, once that bullet goes out of that gun, once that thing is shattered on the other end, all lives are shattered. Your life, the person that pulled that trigger, the people that are surrounded around that person that pulled that trigger, the bullet that hit that other person, the people's lives around the bullet that hit that person are shattered forever and changed forever in a split second, in a bad decision, in a heartbeat. And people don't understand that. People don't realize that. They think it's okay to just go ahead and turn a switch and break things and flip things off and on. And it doesn't always work for the best. And there's a lot of ramifications and things that happen afterwards and results that you have to eat. You should be calculating and contemplating before you break things, before you destroy things, before you get rid of things, before you dismiss people, before you call somebody something or say something dirty or mean or nasty to someone. It's just people just don't think enough before they act.
Yeah.
They do things. And
yeah.
And that's why I say there's something to be said about wisdom and knowledge. I started the show off talking about my grandfather and how important it is for me to talk to him, to have somebody alive that actually lived through the Great Depression, that was actually in World War II with a gun in his hand, shooting at the enemy. You know, there's a different mentality of a person who's been through that kind of stuff than a crypto bro coming at me sideways. You know, you ain't got shit to tell me when I know people who have been through real stuff. You just wet behind the ears, don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You think you know what you're talking about, but you don't even know your own government. You don't even know the people that are behind it. You don't know who they are, what they do, or how they're acting. You just think you do. You listen to a few people on the internet tell you something because they're charismatic or they shout real loud that that's the way things are and that you're going to follow that because it's strong, but sometimes it's strong and wrong. And you didn't do your research and you didn't listen to people that with wisdom or experience that have been through real stuff, you know? And I hope that this world wises up, you know, I really do. And thinks about things before they start to wreck them. And you know, I'm cautiously optimistic. I am. I'm rooting for you guys because my days are almost done with this stuff, man. I'm getting, you know, there's going to be a point where I am going to just walk away and sail off into the sunset and say, okay, I tried my damnedest. I tried my best. And
were you expecting the swings this crazy when like this bull run or this bear market? Were you expecting?
You know, when I lived through the first couple of them, you know, I wasn't deeply invested in 14 and 15 when the other runs had happened, and I saw what the charts had done. You know, in 17, I was fully invested. I was in the middle of all of it. I saw a rise and a dip, and I saw the scams and all that stuff. So I knew the fluctuations. And then when Richard came along, he said, hey guys, you know, the stuff fluctuates 85 to 90%, you know, and that's what you're going to see. And when he said that, I was like, yeah, he's right, man. I look at the cycles, look at every cycle, look what it does. You got to prepare for a rainy day, you know? And, you know, and I did. I know a lot of people didn't. I know a lot of people over leveraged and whatnot, but you know, I didn't get myself in that position. I was able to go through the bear market, travel the world, you know, continue promoting PulseChain, continue to see people and talk about it, whether there was a room of, you know, 10 people or 50 people or 100 people, still did it, you know. And but some people couldn't do that because they didn't see or know. But yes, I did know that it was going to fluctuate. Now, did it catch me off guard? Did I think it was going to the timing was on point for me? No, it caught me off guard. It definitely, the dip caught me off guard, and the dip got deeper and caught me off guard. Didn't burn me up, but it did, you know. And yeah, you know,
not too long ago, I was selling EHEX, but I didn't sell a lot. I think I sold like 10 or 20 million. And then I was like, yesterday, I just bought 3 million yesterday. But I'm like, because I knew, I'm like, because, you know, Johnny Chaos, I listened, he was on with Crypto 7 or C7. And he's right. Like, it's gotta go 1-to-1 or at one point. So when I had sold some, I forgot what I had bought back out. You know, I had bought back in, but I think I bought more PulseChain or something. But yesterday I was like, you know what? I don't need this cash. Like, I don't need $7,000. I'm just gonna buy $7,000 worth of EHEX. just you know, just keep holding.
Themselves, but hey, I got an urgent breaking news to let everybody know. So Friday night after party, let's see, is this right? SJ, are you in the chat room? Let's see. It says new event locked in for Pulse 369. Yes, it is a new event sponsored by the Crypto Mindset with an exclusive discount for conference ticket holders. So if you've got a conference ticket, you're going to get a Friday night after party on the 7th at Atomic Golf. And that's we're going to obviously put the link and everything in the description here. But it looks like our boys over there at the Crypto Mindset, Dollar Cost Crypto, they're going to give us an atomic golf party on Friday the 7th from 8 to 12 p.m. after the event is over. So that's new, that's breaking. It's going to be obviously on the pulsechaintour.com website. And I'm sure that SJ is going to put it here in the description of what's going on.
Nice.
Let's see what I'm reading. I'm reading Heximofo because he's saying some good stuff. What programs are you concerned that may get cut with Doge Crew running through it? Well, I'm concerned about programs that actually help people that could fall through the cracks and end up causing more harm to our society than good. And I know everybody doesn't like people, having food programs and these kinds of things and whatnot. But I'm telling you, those things are important to keep inner cities and kids healthy, and you name it. There's all kinds of programs like that. There's also programs, like I said, like the space programs that do research and development. And there is research and development in the bio world that is being done that could be slashed. I know that there's some crazy weird programs out there doing weird stuff with, can we turn a frog yellow, or, is this banana harder than that banana when it's ripe, and all kinds of weird shit that they do that may or may not make sense. And I'm all for that. I've always been for that. Why are we paying $100 for a nail in the military? That stuff's all ridiculous. So I'm hoping that they can look at all that stuff and not start making fake boogeyman out of people who are in need, or people who are that are helped by our society. And let's not forget, I think it's every dollar that comes through the government and goes into the hands of people that are doing work or development or need subsistence or whatever. though that money turns into like $3.60 something cents of financial energy into the system. But why are we subsidizing oil companies? Why do we give them $35 billion a year when their profits are, through the stinking roof? Or they're making $35 billion a year in profits and we're still paying them subsidies. It's insanity that we do stuff like that. Or why are we incentivizing incarceration? We all know that the marijuana thing was bullcrap, and they're putting people in life for, having some weed, and now weed's legal, but they built prisons based on that. They took a lot of inner city guys off of the streets because of weed and put them in prisons, and for-profit prisons became a thing, so all that kind of stuff, man, is what I'd like to see go away. And, and let's get consensus on it. Let's bring it in front of the people and let everybody debate, what needs to be in there and what doesn't need to be in there. There should be open debate, all sides of the, spectrum. I don't care if you're left or you're right wing or you're libertarian or whatever. Everybody should make decisions.
No, you're right.
You're right. What's good, what's bad, Not one side makes the decisions or one guy makes the decision, or he tells you, hey, this is going on and that's going on. Let's look at all the facts. Let's see where all this is really coming from, because at this point, we can't trust anybody. We can't trust anybody. Like, oh, now Elon's the guy we're going to trust? Well, wait a minute. Whoa. Wait a second. Well, who gave him the fucking keys?
He's got a 19-year-old from Nebraska that decoded some ancient texts that were burnt. Like, he's like super smart, and he's got him investigating, like, where all this money was going all this time. And people are just like, my social security number, they don't get my information, Yeah,
they're doing that too. They just they want to give up everybody's information. What about privacy, right? Isn't privacy important to us all still? I mean, that too. That's, I think that should have been talked about too. Like, hey, I don't want all my shit released to just anybody that they can look at it. Or if they don't like what I say online, now all of a sudden they can look into everything about me, like start digging into, some guy who's not elected, who's not, brought in by the people, he was just some guy that they pulled off the fucking rack. Really? I mean, that doesn't sound American to me. That sounds like an oligarchy. That sounds like, yeah, when we're in power, we pick and choose who we want to go out and do the hammering. I don't like that. I want to live in a democracy.
It's fascism, right? Fascism.
I think it's more of an oligarchy than fascism. Fascism word is thrown around because fascism verges on, kind of like almost a caste type system. We're better than them, and we're going to make the rules and this and that. Oligarchies are like, we're going to put this is our in charge of this, and this is our in charge of that, and this is our in charge of this, and they get to make the decisions, based on the one supreme ruler putting them in charge of these areas, and really that's what we've always had. Yeah. With these industrial complexes, but at least it was a group of shareholders versus one single guy. And you know what? Maybe it's an experiment, and who knows what, maybe the one single guy, if he's benevolent.
What is there like a hidden message there though? It's called the Doge task force, like the Doge, like the meme coin.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what he was always kind of leaning into that, but anyway, so, more power to them on smashing all this stuff. I'm in 100% agreement with them breaking a lot of things. A lot of things need to be broken, but I just hope that they're careful with some things, and they do use a wrench and a screwdriver when needed, and fix things that need to be fixed and smash things that need to be smashed. I think that's the approach we should have. Just coming in and smashing everything and and what I really don't like, and I don't like it on either side, when one side or the other does it, when you call a whole group of people that have a political leaning bad, wrong, and need to be kicked out of the country and all that kind of stuff, that scares me. That scares me. Because like I said, those are people. And yes, they may have opinions that differ from yours, but there's a reason for that. We call it checks and balances. We have people on both sides of the fence that can go out and look, used to be able to come together with each other and say, hey, this is which way the country should go. No, this is the way the country should go. All right, well, let's compromise and meet in the middle somewhere. And I think that's the best way to do things versus, nope, we're doing it this way and all the rest of you be damned. In fact, get your asses out of the country. You know, I don't like that. I really don't like that. Anyway, Street Guys, do you really think Elon is going to get the facts? Do you know many rulers? Do you know how many rulers have been deposed? Dictators have been assassinated and cruise on small governments of many different and cruise on small governments. I'm not exactly understanding what you think, but I think I get you. Coups, yeah, coups, yeah. I believe in the swamp. They keep safety nets available for those that may fall through the cracks. That's my hopes too, Hexy, mofo. I mean, that's what I hope too. I hope that they do smash things and drain the swamp, but really drain the swamp. Don't put new creatures in there to go eat up the creatures that are in there already and then end up with still creatures in the swamp, because that is what bothered me. Anyway, and none of you in the chat room are wrong. None of you are my enemy. None of you are, I'm coming at you. But when I hear things, I sometimes just want to shake people and say, hey, look, man, I'm listening to you. Listen to me. Let's talk together. Let's, you know, because I'm not always right and you're not always right. But if we sit down and talk things out, then maybe somewhere we can find that we've taught each other something, and then we end up somewhere in the middle on fixing things. That's how the world becomes a better place, not blowing everything up and fighting with each other. It's really about discourse. That's why this show is what it is, Discourse Syndicate. So we can all make the world a better place. But hey, we've been going for 2 hours. Hey, Ross, thanks for coming by, man. Give me a DM over in Telegram, and maybe we can hook up and have a cigar or something in Spain.
Yeah, for sure. I'll message you tomorrow.
Right on. All right, my brother.
Peace out.
All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you all. We will catch you all the next time. Probably next Friday. I don't know if I got any streams coming up, but I know that, you know, hey, don't forget Pulse 369 conference in Vegas. Get your tickets. Dollar Cost Crypto just put a new event in for all the ticket holders, so it's not costing you anything more. It's there for you to come hang out on Friday night. That's going to be DCC and his crew kicking it off on the 7th from 8 to 12. That's 8 p.m. to 12 a.m. Sorry. All right, everybody, have a good one. We'll catch you. Where is my outro?
After the judge left, the outro.